So in cold outreach and with these systems, I'm looking for 1% to convert. And that is even at each level, right? Because if I haven't been doing these things a while, if I've never done cold outreach, if I've never done cold texting, if I've never done cold IVR, if I've never done cold any of this, for me to hop in and for me to expect me to have above average results or for me to get results right away is naive. Because in like any field, and I'm talking to you, Kevin, specifically, right? Because I love you, but your expectations of what you receive back from what the amount of effort and the amount of time and the amount of iterations that you put in is going to dictate the level of success at which you get, right? So what does that mean? Well, I've been doing sales since I was 17 years old. I've been selling stuff every single day for the last 10 years. So yes, my messages naturally are going to probably convert at maybe a little bit higher because I understand marketing psychology maybe a little bit more. I understand stuff. Now, that's not to say that you can't learn these things or not to say that you can't improve it. But what I am saying is that at each stage, you are looking to improve and iterate on that. So let's talk about that, right? The 1% rule. So if I'm sending out a message, I should look to get 1 out of 100 people to respond back yes. I should look to get 1 out of 100 people to click on my link. I should look to get 1 out of 100 people to take that next step. And I know that if I get 1 out of 100, then I know that at least I can move to the next step of the process, right? I can move to the next phase. Now, if I'm not getting 1 out of 100 people to at least respond back yes, then I know I've got to change my message. I've got to change and alter my messaging. I've got to change these things. Now, don't forget, you also have to take enough shots at the basket. So if you are not running these things consistently, or if you are not making adjustments at each step along the way, then you're not doing it the right way, right? And so I can't, this is hard to explain I think this is a great question. But it's hard to explain in an hour-long thing, especially in these 10 minutes where I'm taking Q&A. So what's important is to realize the steps. And okay, we've got 1 out of 100. All right, awesome. Let me move to the next step. And because specifically for our tools, I can't speak to what other people do, or I can't speak to if you're going to be doing it manually, or I can't speak to if you're going to be going out and paying a VA to do this. But because with the click of a button, I can generate hundreds and I can generate thousands of leads, it now makes it easy for me to send. I don't have to pay for traffic. In order to send people through this funnel, in order to test if it works, I don't have to pay anything other than the tools that I have. So I send enough people through it. So the first step is realizing, okay, 1 out of 100 should make it to the next step. Then what is my next step? Okay, my next step is, all right, I'm gonna try and get these people to my landing page, right? And I'm gonna get, okay, now I need to get 100 people to the landing page, and I should see if 1 converts and if 1 schedules an appointment. All right, cool. So now I've got 1 out of 100, right? Actually website visitors to get there. Now I've got 1 out of 100. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna try and get, now ideally at this point, you shouldn't have to go through 100 sales presentations to be able to close the client, right? Because they've already qualified themselves. But that's how I look at it. And for a brand new, for a beginner, then I'm looking at that 1% rule, right? And not even through the whole thing. I'm not looking at, okay, I got 100 leads, I should get 1 client. No. I got 100 leads, I should get 1 of them to be interested. That's what I should have. I should be 1 of them to be interested. And then I should run the system enough, right? So that, okay, let's say I run it and I run 100 contacts through it today, and I get 1 interested person back. Okay, well tomorrow let me do it again. Now I got 1 interested person tomorrow, and then I do it on Wednesday, and then I get 1, and then by the end of the week I've got 7 interested people, right? And this is just at the very basic, at just 100 searches, 100 contacts a day, and just having, okay, now I've got 7 interested people. Okay, cool. Now at the rate that I mentioned, at the 1%, it's going to take a little longer if you just do only 100 per day. But that's why I would encourage you to utilize different methods, utilize different mediums, and what you'll quickly find, the reason that I say that 1% is you'll quickly find if you adjust, if you iterate. Now, Kevin says his next question was, how do I promote to insurance company? Okay, how do you promote to insurance company? You have to know what they want. You have to talk to them. You have to speak their language. You have to be able to know the problems, the challenges, the desires that these business owners are having, right? You need to actually get out there and have these conversations, or you need to do the research, go into the forums, look on the blogs, read the things that this industry is talking about, right? Because a lot of people go, oh, I'm thinking about you, Kevin. You know I love you, but the problem is you ask the same questions, and I haven't seen any progression into the next step of questions. It's always like, well, so what I'm saying is, okay, now I'm thinking about devil's advocate here, right? Now, Kevin, I know you're like me, and I don't like talking to lots of people. I don't like going out, and I don't like personally dealing with lots of people. So for me, when I do research, I look on the forums, I look on blogs, I look on Angie's List, I look on Facebook groups, I look in Reddit, I look on all of these different places on the internet where these people are talking about this industry. And I try and see, there's two things. There's bullshit they're dealing with, and there's things they're trying to achieve. Those are the two things that you care about. What's the bullshit they're dealing with? That's what you're helping them avoid. What are they trying to achieve? That's what you're helping them to get. And if you can figure that out for any niche, for any industry, now it's different, right? It's different for every niche, different for every industry. You talk about insurance company, right? Well, for insurance company, here's my challenge. What does that mean, right? I'm going in on you, Kevin, because you've been around for a little while, and I love you, right? Because you seem to be able to take this, right? But that shows me that you haven't even done the research, because what is an insurance company, right? How would you promote it? Are you talking about an insurance agent? Are you talking about a broker? Are you talking about an IMO? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, because I have no idea. So for you, the way that you promote to any niche, to any industry, is you've got to spend some time figuring out what their bullshit that they're going through, right? Med spas, dentist practice, doctors, those people having problems with their front desk, right? Inefficiencies, they need more patients. So the challenges that right? So if you know the challenges, then you can know what their problems are. If you know what they're going for, you can help them be the solution. Woo. All right. I was recording.